Hi, welcome to Upgrades. On this video, we're going to have a discussion. I'm Cody, and this is also Cody.
I am also Cody.
What is the discussion about?
This discussion is primarily about Monster Hunter World and the recommended things.
I'm so happy you brought this up. I was actually salty about this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I recently saw on the NVIDIA website the spec requirements for the different resolutions of Monster Hunter Worlds for PC, which I was really looking forward to because I played it on the PS4 and it's really fun, but
Yeah.
I don't have PlayStation Plus now. So I'm actually in the middle of trying to figure out if I'm going to get PlayStation Plus to play with my fiance, Monster Hunter Worlds on the PlayStation, or if I'm just going to get it on PC for about the same price as the two PlayStation Plus accounts, and just play it there for free. Like, I was leaning towards the PC option, obviously, as a PC gamer, but
so you don't have to pay overtime.
Yeah. But the spec requirements are incredibly high.
Yeah, it's weird.
A 1070. So to play at 1080p, you know, the thing that the PlayStation 4 just does, you need a $400 graphics card. I just think, like, it's almost just a lazy port or something. Like, the game just came out. I haven't actually got a chance to play it. I was thinking about doing, like, a performance video and showing, like, what you can do with it with this PC specs, because we have one computer with a 1080 Ti. We just need something with, like, a 1070 and then, you know, we can
something
see.
Close,
but I was thinking about doing a video like that and just seeing, like, what we could get out of it. But a 1070 for 60 frame at 1080p is
crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of surprised. I don't know. I
think the biggest issue with their testing methodology is that it was CPU bottlenecked, because they were running an i5 6th gen and they got 60 frames out of it. But once they went up to the 7th gen, not 7th gen, the i7 6th gen, they got up to like 71 frames.
Oh, so it's a CPU bottleneck, not a GPU bottleneck, even at 4K. Or are you talking about 1080p?
I'm just 1080p.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I could see that then. 1070, it'd be very surprising to see a 1070 bottlenecked at 1080p.
But it's also super weird because, like, why would they put that up there as the recommended thing?
Yeah, you would think that they would have, probably because NVIDIA doesn't sell CPUs. So, I mean,
they're trying to make money.
Like, okay, think about it this way. You have an i5, 2500K or something a little old, and you have a 1070. Well, if you put a 1080 Ti in there, it will run better. You know, it'll still make it run better. So, you know, like, this gives them the sell a graphics card. But I don't think that NVIDIA would go put up a thing selling Intel chips. I just think, I don't know. That's probably what it is. Because,
fair.
I don't know why they would.
Because they need to sell more of the mid-tier before they release the 11 series. Yeah,
they're currently at MSRP, on sale for MSRP right now. So you go buy one for a nice cheap price of $699. Great deal. But yeah, I saw that this morning. I was really, really surprised that they're that freaking high, because at that point it makes it kind of a moot point to get it on PC for me, because my computer probably would run it okay, but it wouldn't even achieve 60 frames. So I mean, like, I'll still play it on 30, which is what it is on the PS4. It'll look a lot nicer though, probably. But the problem more lies is that my fiance's graphics card, like, is really good, but it's nowhere near 1070. Like, it's about half as powerful. So, like, what is that going to do to hers? You know, she's not going to be able to run it well. I'd rather just play it on the PlayStation.
Fair enough.
Because I don't want to have to sit there and troubleshoot, like, her graphics card because she has a normal gaming computer. It's like, you shouldn't need a $400 graphics card to play every game.
No, you shouldn't need a $1,000 computer to play a video game.
Yeah. Like, that's the biggest complaint about PC gaming, is that it's too expensive, but this is a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah. I guess that kind of drives me into my next point. Like, at what point are we going to reach, like, the Crysis threshold, where none of the current generation hardware can run that particular game?
I don't know. I feel like that threshold happened.
The game's going to outpace the hardware.
I feel like that happened in a time where the curve of like performance you got for the next generation wasn't as steep as it is now. I feel like it's an exponential curve where of like back then it was like, oh, the next generation graphics card's like 10% better or something, but now it's like, oh, it's twice as good. It runs 100% better.
Yeah.
It's like then jump from 9 to 10 series graphics cards. I mean, look how big of a performance increase it is between a 980 Ti and a 1080 Ti. But I feel like the 6 and 7 generation series weren't that big of a jump, or like the 5 to 6. I don't remember really, but I don't remember it being so like double.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't like such a big deal. Whereas now, if you put a 1080 Ti in, you're like, oh shit, look at this. You can't even. It won't even touch its full potential at normal resolutions.
Yeah.
I don't know that will ever happen because by the time, like, there's no games currently out that, like, I mean, maybe it will happen at, like, higher resolutions. Like, there's games that even with a 1080 Ti, you can't play at 4K.
Yeah.
So, there's that. But at, like, regular 1080p resolution, I really don't see any game not being able to be played with current hardware anytime soon because in a couple months, a new generation is going to come out. It's going to be twice as good.
Hopefully.
And, it's like it's to the point where 1080p will become kind of like 720p is now, where it's like it's there, but people aren't going to use it as much. Like everybody will go up. You know, it's like TVs. It's 4K TVs are like $200 now.
200-300, yeah. Because I still think the majority, like 80% or something like that, of seen people still use 1080p monitors.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm talking about like in the future.
Yeah.
Like 5 years from now, it'll probably be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like 5 years from now, 1440p would be like the standard. And
yeah, because it's going to be
because 4K is still a bit too much. Like, as far as like it's too expensive to run that normally.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like the 1170 will make it to where 1440p you can run games on that max settings for like $300, and
$200-300, yeah.
Actually, I think it's going to be a bit more expensive. But
I just hope it doesn't keep going up and up and up because that's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with.
yeah, eventually it'll be like the Ti will be the price that the Titan is, and the Titan will be the price the $3,000 what's it called?
The Volta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we're approaching that point with Monster Hunter, unless it's just a lazy port. The game looks really nice, but yeah, 1070 for 1080p is crazy.
So I'm thinking it's either lazy port or I don't know why they would use a 2-generational processor in it anyway. Seems a little weird.
Yeah, probably because Intel hasn't really made much innovation in the past 2 years. So, obviously the i7 outperforms the i5, so it's depending on hyperthreading. So it's probably going to be. I mean, even then they could have used a 7th gen and had like a quad core with hyperthreading.
Yeah,
it'd be better to use a 6 core if it supports multi-cores. So the 8th generation would have been better, but
yeah. At this point, it doesn't really matter, I guess.
yeah. I already have what I have. I'm not changing it for this game.
Yeah.
So, closing thoughts. Should you need a $1,000 computer to play Monster Hunter Worlds for PC?
No.
I agree.
That one, a PS4 Pro runs it fairly well.
Yeah, and that's like almost 4K checkerboard. But yeah, that's the recommended. I was reading up on it for the 4K 60 FPS gameplay. Their benchmark tool got 38 to 32 frames a second for 4K with the 1080 Ti, but they recommend that you turn on the dynamic resolution feature.
Oh yeah, so the up and down scales.
Yeah, or like I think it's like scalable resolution.
Yeah,
something like that. Where it will downscale the resolution and make it look potato when it needs to, but if it's only running at 38 frames a second, it's gonna always look potato. So I might as well just play it on the PlayStation.
Yeah, to some degree. Like, what's the MSRP for a PlayStation Pro? Like $400 or $500?
I believe it's $399. At least it was when I got it, and I got it like when it first came out, so it's probably cheaper now.
Shit.
At least it's the same price. It wouldn't go up.
Yeah.
Not happy about it. It really is disappointing. Thank you, Capcom. Anyway, any last thoughts, comments, concerns?
Concerns, yes.
I'm pretty concerned, yeah.
Yeah. Comments, no, not really.
Okay. Well, there you have it. That is our
thoughts on Monster Hunter World.
Our thoughts on Monster Hunter World's PC port. There will be a performance review eventually. Until then, have fun trying to run it.
Or don't.
We'll try to. Probably unsuccessfully.
Maybe. I have a 970 running 1440p. I'm not going to be able to run that.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be like 15 frames.
You can watch the Monster Hunter slideshow. This video is brought to you by the Monster Hunter slideshow. It's not.
I'm going to have to make that now.